In the meantime, we want to turn to some other big trending news as the Hawaii doctor charged with the attempted murder of his wife made his first court appearance on Monday, pleading not guilty. This is 46-year-old Gerhardt Konig. A look at him yesterday. We can see this shot. This is via Zoom of the courtroom where he appeared. He is accused of trying to push his wife off of a steep hiking trail. His attorney filed an objection over the fact that he's being held without any bond. Take a listen.
At this time, we would like to lodge an objection to the fact that Dr. Konig is being held without bail. As the court is aware, it's pretty commonplace in attempted murder and murder cases over the last 10 years that at least some degree of bail would be set. We see no reason why this case would be any different, especially given the fact that Dr. Konig has no prior record.
They're going to take up the matter with the trial judge at his next hearing, which is in May, and the judge tentatively set his trial date for June. So here's what we want to know. Is it likely that this case is actually going to go to trial? Randolph, your thoughts on that, please.
Well, there's a lot of facts, and some of them are bad for the doctor. And I got to say right now, between this case and Dr. Turk, what is going on with all these doctors being charged with crimes, with murders and attempted murders? But there are a lot of bad facts going on right now with this case, and there's some witnesses at the park where this apparently happened. There's a syringe that was allegedly used. He's an anesthesiologist, so I'm sure there were blood tests that were conducted. So the facts are not good right now, but again, this is very early, so we've got a lot to learn in this case.
Yes, Randolph, great points. Mario, to you next, please. What do you think here? So his wife is home recovering, out of the hospital, has a restraining order against him. He can't go near her or the kids. Do you see this one playing out with a trial or perhaps with a plea agreement?
So in any case where you have to do an evaluation of how strong the evidence is, and if there's a plea bargain in place, whether your client should or should not accept that. And in this case, you have witnesses other than the victim who see her getting struck by the rock. You have the allegation that he was using a syringe to insert her with some sort of chemical. He does have the access as an anesthesiologist to the drugs. He took her on a trail in Honolulu that's closed to the public because of its dangerousness. It all doesn't make much sense and doesn't look very good for the defendant in this case. But, like Randolph just said, this is just an arraignment. We got a long way to go. We don't have all the discovery in the matter, and let's see what comes out.
Mm-hmm. Right. Help me out here. Both of you do criminal defense work. And if you were, let's just say, you're representing Gerhardt Konig, what might be the next step? So he's being held without any bond. We know that there is going to be a push to try to get him some kind of a bond or some kind of pretrial release that everybody finds acceptable. But beyond that, maybe in the way of asking for a type of plea agreement, Randolph, what would you do?
Well, my first step is I'm filing a habeas, which is a motion to the higher court to ask them to reevaluate his bond and say to the court, look, he has no record. There are means and methods in which we can use to make sure he has no contact with his wife and children, either a home detention at a family member's house somewhere else. And then I'm starting a conversation with the prosecutor, maybe starting to say, hey, look, what information can you provide now? That I would guess the prosecutors don't have all the discovery, the documents ready to start sending to the defense, but maybe start that conversation early on as a negotiating tactic, just to sort of see where they are in their position in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great points, Randolph. Mario, curious what you would do. Weigh in, please.
So if you have a couple that are going on vacation to Honolulu, one would assume that they're in a very nice relationship. To this, there was some allegations of infidelity. I would get my investigator out there right now to start interviewing witnesses and find out what was going on behind the scenes. There's a reason why you go from happy, loving couple on vacation to Hawaii to I want to push my. So there's something going on there, and until my investigator gets some information, I need the weapons in my toolbox in order to go to a prosecutor and see where we're at.